continuing with our discussion of strategies in synthesis or how to transform a specific starting material into a desired target molecule. We take this example, for example, if we have this disubstituted benzene, how we can make this target molecule, from this starting material. And again, as we discussed before, we look at the number of carbons, the change in the number of carbons, and of course we look at the change in functional groups or functional group interconversion or transformations, if you like. Now, if you look at this target molecule, it has two alkyl groups, but one of them has 4 carbons, and this one has 1 carbon. So that's something that is a change, actually. It's an increase in the number of carbons. And of course, if it's a benzene, it's not just the number of carbons we look at the relationship between the two groups. Now, if you look at these two groups, they are actually meta with each other. They are in a 1,3 carbon relationship, if you like, and this is extremely important into the design, if you like, of a synthetic route, which allows us to transform this starting material into that target molecule. Now, one beautiful way, one elegant way to analyze synthesis is to adopt what's called backward approach in synthesis. Now, in order to illustrate this, let me give you this analogy. Now, if we want to go, let's say from Muscat to Buenos Aires, like this is a flight itinerary, for example, from Muscat to Buenos Aires, and of course you know where Buenos Aires is. That's of course in Argentina. So if you want to go to Buenos Aires in Argentina, departing from Muscat, what itinerary, what flight route would you take? That's really basically the question. This is very similar to our synthetic questions. How do we take a starting material to a target molecule is analogous to, let's say, a departure point to a destination. So this is our departure, that's our destination. This is our departure point, that's our destination or the target molecule. So the question is, how do we go to Buenos Aires from Muscat? So now what we should do is we need to look at a city, basically between these two cities, which is closer to Buenos Aires. In other words, a city from which we can fly to Buenos Aires. Of course, Buenos Aires is in Argentina, and Argentina is in South America. So how do you go to Buenos Aires? Let's take, for example, New York in the United States, in North America. So this is one possibility is to go to Buenos Aires from New York in the US. So what's in New York? Basically a point, if you like, in this route, which is in between. This is called backward approach. How do we get this product from another, and that another product is somewhere in between the 2 points, the departure point and the destination point, the starting material and the target molecule. Now, New York is not yet Muscat, obviously. So now we need to look, again, following the same approach. How do we go to New York from somewhere in between the two cities, between New York and Muscat? So we think of Europe, for example. And of course, in Europe, you think of all kinds of these incredible cities such as London, Paris, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, to which we can go from Muscat. We can think of, let's say, London, for example, as a typical example here of a European city from which we can go to New York. So of course, people can fly from London to New York. So again, what is London? London is an intermediate, if you like, between New York and Muscat, just like New York is an intermediate between Buenos Aires and Muscat, or now between Buenos Aires and London. So the final point is, how do we go to London from Muscat? Well, that should be straightforward because Oman Air now flies directly from Muscat, thankfully, of course, from Muscat to London. So that's a direct route from Muscat to London. So we have identified here two cities, if you like, as intermediate cities between the departure city and the destination city, between Muscat and Buenos Aires in Argentina. How do we go to Buenos Aires from a city which is in between? New York, for example, as we mentioned, which is in North America. And then how do we go to New York from a city which is in between New York and Muscat, possibly London? Okay, how do you go to London from Muscat? Well, that can be done directly using Oman Air, if you like. So this analogy, this flight itinerary is analogous to synthesis, actually. How do you go from a starting material to a specific target molecule is very similar in concept to flight itineraries between a departure point and a destination point.